Learning objectives. After completing this module, learners will be able to describe equality, explain our concern about this moral and political ideal, describe the pursuit of equality in treating everyone the same way in every condition, discuss how may we pursue equality and minimize inequality in different spheres of life, differentiate between different dimensions of equality: political, economic, and social. Why does equality matters? Equality is essential so that all the people get equal treatment and are not differentiated or suppressed on the basis of race, caste, color, gender, religion, and region. According to the Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, we have been granted rights to equality. But along with this, the Constitution has also made special provisions like the backward community of society is given reservations in order to enjoy the privileges of equality. These special provisions made by our Constitution will allow individual to maintain respect and dignity in society. It also guarantees that the individual enjoy equal rights in society so that they have complete development of their personality. During 18th century, the French revolutionaries expressed their views on equality, liberty, and fraternity in order to fight against the monarchy and rich land owners. The urge for equality was raised in India during freedom movement when the people demanded equal treatment for Indians with British. For example, Rowlatt Act was passed by the British, and according to this act, Indians were imprisoned without trial, whereas the British were provided with English judges for their trial. This act highlighted the unequal treatment of Indians with British. In today's time, we come across large amount of inequality still continuing in our society. There is so much of poverty. Women do not have equal rights. Slums coexist with big buildings. In backward areas of India, Dalits are still differentiated and suppressed on the basis of caste. There is no equivalent arrangement of drinking water, nourishment, and sanitation facilities. So, from the above instances, we conclude that equality is very necessary for the society to function, and since there is so much inequality around us, therefore, it makes equality an important topic in political theory. What is equality? The right of different groups of people to have a similar social position and receive the same treatment is defined as equality. Treatment in an identical way, or that everybody should have same goods and resources, or everybody should have same income and status, does not mean equality. For example, we are not affected if our Prime Minister gets more privileges and powers. But if these privileges and powers are misused, then it would affect us all. Equality of opportunity. Equality of opportunity is defined as providing people with access to basic goods such as education, healthcare, and safe housing that will lead to an equal and fair society. There are different kinds of inequalities like natural inequalities, social inequalities. Natural inequalities. Natural inequalities are defined as the inequalities that arise because of different capabilities and talents. They emerge due to different physical features. We know that natural inequalities cannot be changed, but to a certain extent, this has been proved wrong. With the development and progress in science and technology, even disabled people can now live a comfortable life. Because of our wrong assumptions in the past, inequality was done on the basis of natural ability. For example, women which were considered as weaker sex are now contributing hugely to their empowerment. Blacks and Asians were considered weak and incapable of developing or freeing themselves without white people. Social inequality is defined as the inequalities that arise due to unequal access to basic things in life like education, safe housing, and healthcare. Dimensions of equality. Thinkers around the world highlighted three dimensions of equality, which, if improved upon, can help us move a step forward towards a better and fair society. Three dimensions of equality are political equality, social equality, economic equality. Political equality. In democratic society, political inequality includes granting equal citizenship to all members of the state. By equal citizenship, we mean that few basic rights like right to vote, freedom of expression, movement and association, and freedom of belief are granted to everybody. All the citizens can participate in the affairs of the country, but in reality, not all are able to exercise these rights. For example, freedom of expression and movement is not enjoyed by all because they do not have equal access to resources like education. So they cannot exercise their freedom of speech and expression. Social equality. Social equality means providing equitable social and economic conditions like suitable provision of education, healthcare, nutrition, and minimum wages to the people for sustenance of life. Unequal opportunities do not arise only from lack of goods, but also from customs. Economic equality. Economic equality arises when there are significant differences in wealth and property between individuals or classes. There are people who live below poverty line. They cannot afford food, water, sanitation, and schooling. So, economic equality can be acquired by providing minimum wage and equal opportunities for individuals. Views of Karl Marx on equality. In 19th century, a thinker named Karl Marx said that inequality arises because the rich class have control on the vital economic resources like forest, land, oil, etc., and with control on such economic power, they have also gained control over the political power. Policies made by the rich class are only beneficial to them and unfavorable to the poor. Economic inequality gives rise to other forms of inequality. We cannot help the poor class only by providing opportunities. Karl Marx agitated the need to have the state or public control over the resources and property of the society so that the inequality created due to status and money power is dissolved forever. Karl Marx believed that political, economic, and social inequalities are associated with each other because wealth is controlled by rich people. This leads to their control on political system as well, and this makes them powerful in society. Views of liberals on equality. In order to achieve equality, liberals say that states should be permitted to interfere in providing minimum welfare to people. When people have reached the minimum standard of living, competition should be allowed between them, so that results are published according to their hard work. In this way, competition will lead to elimination of inequalities present in the system. Liberals also believe that social, political, and economic inequalities are not interlinked. They wanted each aspect of inequality to be dealt individually to tackle the problems of the system. For elimination of political inequality, we need democracy, and for elimination economic and social inequality, intervention of state is important to provide minimum standard of living to people. Liberals do not have problem with inequality, but they want that inequality should not disturb us while achieving complete development of our capabilities and talent. How can we promote equality? We can promote equality in three ways, namely, establishing formal equality, establishing equality through different treatment, by affirmative action, establishing formal equality. Various inequalities exist around the world, and in order to remove these inequalities, the law of the country should take strict steps to deal with them. Initially in India, the Dalits were discriminated. Right to vote was not given to women, and blacks were regarded as slaves. But now the law has changed, and the condition has also improved because of the amendments made in the laws. So, for the empowerment of the citizens, formulation of strict laws and policies is very important. For example, under Article 17 of the Indian Constitution, untouchability has been banned. Equality through different treatment. Equality can also be achieved by changing our outlook towards people like the disabled people. They require special treatment so that they can get equal opportunity to be a part of public life. Secondly, we need to safeguard women at night when they return from work. Such special treatment help in promoting and strengthening equality. For example, in India we have also given special treatment in the form of reservations to backward community. Affirmative action. Backward community lacked the minimum standard of life and dignity since ages. They are deprived of basic needs like education, food, and decent housing. This led to increase in impoverishment of these people, and they became further backward. After independence, the Indian Constitution granted equal rights to all its citizens, but they can't even enjoy the right to equal opportunities because they do not have the basic necessities. They are not skilled enough to enter into equal employment opportunities. Therefore, our Constitution has granted them reservations so that they are at same level in terms of competition. The government has reserved 49% seats for backward community, and the remaining 51% is for the general class in government jobs. This is known as positive discrimination. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Equality is important so that we can get equal treatment and not be discriminated on the basis of color, race, gender, caste, religion, and region. This will allow individuals to cherish dignity and respect in society. Equality means that all people are entitled to same rights and opportunities, to develop their skills and talents, and to pursue their goals and ambitions. Equality of opportunity means people have access to basic goods such as education, healthcare, and safe housing that will lead to an equal and just society. Natural inequalities are those that emerge from different capabilities and talents. They are due to different physical characteristics. Social inequalities are those inequalities that arise from the deprivation of basic things which are necessary to lead a minimum quality of life, like education, safe housing, and healthcare. Political equality means granting equal citizenship to all members of the state. Equal citizenship provides certain basic rights such as right to vote, freedom of expression, movement and association, and freedom of belief to everybody.